Last week we went through a lot of big portfolio changes. I want to go over today what we sold, what we added, and our thoughts going into next week, and basically explain why I did these things. So, when you take a look at our portfolio performance year to date, it's up 5%. I think it's lagging behind the S&P 500 a little bit, but that's because we got a late start to the year. So, I expect this portfolio to hopefully beat the S&P 500 this year, but we'll see how it goes. But as you see, we got some cash down here, and we've done a lot of big changes since last video. And I want to go ahead and say I'm sorry for the lack of videos. I've been experimenting with this new microphone, and I've just been really busy with work, trying to get my money up, save, and haven't had the time to make a video. So, without further ado, what we sold, number one, SCHD. That was a core holding of ours that we talked about. Then VOO, but we're still holding VOO. We just sold SCHD, and the reason for that is I'm going to be taking a more growth focused approach for now. I don't have enough money in my account to really be reaping the benefits of dividend investing quite yet. Now, as I say that, but we look at our portfolio. Meta pays a dividend, Nvidia pays a dividend, Microsoft pays a dividend, Google now pays a dividend, Apple pays a dividend, and VOO pays a dividend. So a lot of our holdings do pay dividends, very small dividends, but it still counts and will add up over time. So I'm just waiting for the day for Amazon to announce a dividend. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. I'm calling it now. So we sold SCHD, like I said, taking a more growth focused approach. And I kind of gave a little spoiler there. Yeah, we do have Nvidia as a holding. We'll get to that in a minute. But so SHD is completely out of our portfolio now. So what we trimmed was Tesla. Tesla is still a very large holding of ours. It's what is it? 14%. So it's still a very large holding, but it was our largest holding considerably. And I wasn't comfortable with that. And right now, I really want to make VOO our biggest holding by far. So that's what we're focusing on right now. But like I said, I wasn't comfortable with all of the risk I was taking on with so much money in one egg. You know what I mean? And Tesla. So we sold a little bit of that, not much, and then we sold a little bit of Apple as well. And that's because after their earnings, which was kind of subpar, it just popped really big on the announcement of a $110 billion share buyback. So due to this rapid rise, I just decided to sell just a little bit. I think it was like 2 shares or something. It's still 11% of our portfolio, so it's still a large amount. Uh, but it's just giving us more cash to start a new position somewhere else and add to VOO. So I want to make it very clear I'm not bearish on any of these companies. I'm still extremely bullish long term, and I wouldn't hold them if I was bearish. And I'm not trying to short it or anything like that. I'm simply just trying to reorganize my portfolio and put more money towards VOO right now. Now let's go over what we bought. So I've been kind of hinting towards this for a little while, saying I want to get in Nvidia, and it had some really rough days. When was it? It was down here. It said 100, we missed out, and I bought in around 815 was my first buy, and then it started going up and up. So our average is now 827. So we're still up a decent amount. We're up 8% on our shares, but Nvidia is a wild roller coaster right now, and with earnings coming up, anything could happen. So, but we decided to add Nvidia because there's still plenty of room to run long term with their essential H100, H200, and then in years to come it'll be H300, H400s, etc. So that's going to be essential for a while, in my opinion. And when you listen to all these other companies in our portfolio, like Meta and Tesla, especially, they're all making big investments in AI, and these investments do include Nvidia's chips. So they're spending billions of dollars on Nvidia's chips. So next, like I've been talking about, VOO, our S&P 500 fund that we invest in. Right now, we're almost at the $2,000 mark, which is exciting. It's 14% of our portfolio. I want to get this up to like 30-40%, if I'm being honest, over the next few months, hopefully. So We got money going into that. Market's been on tear recently, guys. Look at this. Like, I was like excited we're going into a correction. I can start buying a little lower, and then it just bounced right back up. So this market's being a little irrational right now. It's a little worrying. We're almost back at all-time highs despite weak economic data that's been coming out. So it's a little weird. I would definitely say tread lightly. So make sure you're DCAing. These levels are just they're just high right now. Our average cost is 465, but could quickly go down to that very quickly. We're only at 2.83%. So um, we got Meta. Meta we've been buying. I talked about that last video. I think how we're going to be adding into that. We got our position beefed up to 1258, so that's nice. It's just an undervalued stock compared to the other Mag Sevens, and it has huge potential, and that's really it. It had a good dip after earnings. Earnings were great, and it dipped big time, which is where we did a lot of our buying, which is exciting. So our average cost is now 447, and we're actually up on our shares now, so that's cool. Up 6% actually, so that's really good. Um, and what's their dividend yield? 0.11%. So yeah, we're paying a dividend, which is exciting. Um, yeah, that's really all we're adding to right now. I think I have some. What are my recurring investments? Yeah. So I'm going to be changing this because I don't want to have too big of a position in Nvidia. So this is going to be going to VU and Meta. We'll probably keep buying into Meta. Um, we bought a little bit of Amazon whenever they announced earnings, because earnings was amazing, but the stock didn't really go up quite as much as I expected it to, which is good. That's what we want. We want the share price to stay low so we can keep buying while the company's improving. So we're up almost 8% in our shares there, which is amazing. What's our average? 172, 173. So now it's up to 173.47 because we've been buying a little bit more. That's 12% of our portfolio. So very happy with Amazon. Um, Tesla has been pulling back a little bit after its big run, which is good because I would like to buy more shares if it could maybe get back to the 160 range. Um, Tesla is such an exciting company to be a shareholder of, but I don't want this channel to be a Tesla channel. There's plenty of those already. So our plan going into next week, not just simple stuff. We're just gonna keep buying into VOO and Meta, and saving our money. I'm working 40-hour weeks. It's summertime now, trying to have that work-life balance, but really have been working really hard to try and get as much money saved up as possible. And I think it's gonna pay off. We're already at the $14,000 mark. We're about to be at 15,000, which would be super exciting. Um, and then it'll be the 20K mark, which was my goal originally. So I am extremely excited and happy with the way things have been going. I'm gonna try and be a little more consistent with these videos, but with a portfolio like this, there's not really a need to make a video every day or even every other day because things just don't change that quickly for these stocks. So they're very reliable. They're blue chips. I mean, there's obviously always going to be something going on with Tesla and stuff like that, but or even Nvidia. We got Nvidia earnings coming up soon, so that'll be exciting. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.